Good morning. The first thing I want to talk about today is fractions, decimals, and percents. These things are three ways to represent the same part and whole relationship. So if I have a fraction that is 1/2, in order for me to change that to a decimal, I have to know that this is a division problem. My top number, which is the part, is the numerator. And my bottom number, which is the whole, is a denominator. And so when we're dividing to get our decimal, the numerator will always go in the house. And so our numerator is 1. And we're dividing 1 by 2. The only thing is that 2 cannot go into 1 because 1 is smaller. So this is where it will become a decimal. We will add a decimal, raise it to the roof, and add a 0. So 2 can go into 10, and it goes 5 times. So 1/2 is equal to 5/10. That's our decimal. Now, if I wanted to change that decimal to a percent, I would need to multiply it times 100. Percent means per 100. And so we're going to take our decimal, and we're going to multiply it times 100. Now, I don't think you guys learned about multiplying decimals yet, so I'm going to teach you that as well. When you have a decimal, you're going to count the places that it's over, okay? You're still going to multiply the same way you always have, so let's do that first. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 1 is 5. But I have to do something with that decimal because it's not 5 is not a whole number. It is 5/10. So here's what I do. I do not see any decimals in 100. I do see one place over. So one place, I'm going to put 1 here. And so we're going to move a decimal from here over 1 time. And so that's 50%. So 1/2 equals 5/10 equals 50%. When you're talking about the tenths, like 5/10, what is 5 times 10? It's 50. So that's an easy one when you're dealing with tenths, because literally that is 5/10. So 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. Okay, so now we're going to look at some of these explanations, and we're going to talk about them. So the first one is a hundredths grid, and there are 45 pieces shaded. So it equals 45%. But also it equals 45% because (45/100). We can simplify that by 5, so it would be 9/20. And I can't simplify it anymore, but if I took the numerator, 9, and divided it by 20, 20 goes into 90. Put my decimal, raise it to the roof. 20 goes into 90 4 times, which equals 80. And that leaves 10. Add a 0, bring that down. And 20 goes into 100 5 times, and that equals 45 hundredths. So 45 hundredths, if we take our 45 and multiply it times 100, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 1 is 5. We got to have a 0 to hold our place. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. And 4 times 1 is 4. Add these up. It's 4,500. We have 2 place values over to the decimal. And so we need to move our decimal over twice. And so the percent is 45. So that's why this is 45%. Let me make some room here. So the next one says the fraction strip is divided into 3 equal parts. And one piece is shaded. 1 out of 3 is the same as 33 thirds out of 100 pieces. So the fraction strip represents 33 1/3. And that's because 1 over 3 equals, 1 divided by 3, add a decimal, raise it to the roof. 3 goes into 10 3 times, which equals 9. Add a 0. Three. It's going to keep repeating. And so what we do when decimal is going to keep repeating is we put this on it. It's a repeating line. It goes over your last digit. And so if I multiply that times 100, then we will get 33 and 3 hundredths, okay, percent. So that would work out like that. Okay. This fraction circle is divided into 4 equal pieces, and 3 pieces are shaded. You know, with decimals and fraction pieces, we can kind of, and percent, we can kind of think of them as money. So if you have a whole thing divided into 4, well, $1 is 100 cents, right? So it's like 100%. If I divided it into 4, what would I have? I would have quarters. And so if I had 3 quarters, then I would have 75 hundredths as a decimal, or 75 out of 100 pieces, which would be 75%. Last one, when you see a number line and you're not really sure how to divide it, you divide by the lines. It's telling you that they have took 0 to 100 and divided it into 4 equal pieces. And they have marked, actually, I'm sorry, there's 1, 2, 3. So they have taken it to 3 equal pieces. And they have marked to here. So it's 2 out of 3. And again, if we put 2 in the house, divide by 3. 3 cannot go into 2, so I have to add a decimal, raise it to the roof, add a 0. 3 can go into 20. Six times, which equals 18. Subtract, and you have 2. So what's going to happen again? We're going to keep repeating, right? Oops. So would it be, the decimal would be like this. And then if we took this and multiply it times 100, you're going to get 66. And so 2 places over would be here. And it would be 66%, but it's not. It's 66 2/3. Anytime you have a repeating number, we have to account for that as well, okay? Now, 66 2/3, 2/3, 3/4, these are all called benchmark fractions. And so we're going to work with those next week, and you will have these memorized, I promise. And 1 out of 3rd. These are ones we use commonly in recipes in daily life, and so we need to be able to convert easily. And so if we have these memorized, then we will know them. So I wanted to add this to show with the other video that you're taking notes on, so that when you go to answer the questions, you will know how to work out the problems. I do want you to work out the problems, and so I really encourage you to have a pencil and a paper and work them out. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.